Do you want to do the bit?
Not really. It's
Guess what? It
just
just
saying, hey,
started. What's up, Mike? How's it
hey,
going?
how's it going?
All right. Uh,
What's going
I'll tell
on?
you what, Zelda. You know, just
What? That's not Diablo 4.
I've never heard of that.
What?
What's a Diablo? I've never. Is it a Lamborghini? I don't know what you're talking about. I
You're
can
saying strange things to me, mister.
listen. I can't see any past anything like beyond my Nintendo Switch at the moment. It's all I've had for the last like what month, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, tomorrow makes it a month, right?
Is it
Whew.
really, dude?
Yeah, dude.
Crazy,
You
man.
mean, is it
It's
really?
been
I've
a while.
felt it every minute of it.
Well, I was playing a little bit last week, but after finishing the story up, I haven't been hitting as hard. I'm taking it easy. Plus, I had a pretty busy work week, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I finished the story last week. But I just kind of just been doing like cleanup, going around, just uh, killing Lionels, trying to just upgrade my armor and stuff. Um,
Those elusive bastards, the Lionels.
Dude, what is it with them? Like in this game, I feel like they're nowhere. In the last one, they were like
Right.
sneaking up on you all the time. Like, oh shit, I made a
Yeah,
mistake. I gotta leave.
I was finishing the game and it was like, oh shit, that's a Lionel.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Straight
So,
up.
all right. So we should probably
Yeah, disclaimers,
spoilers,
full
right?
spoilers.
We're
We're
not
gonna
holding
say
back.
talk about every experience we
Yeah,
had.
it's been a
Yeah,
month. I think
yeah,
hey, hey,
yeah.
you know.
What'd
But
you think of the story?
okay, story I thought was fine. It was I like the time travel thing, but I caught on to the whole I figured it out pretty quickly. Um
What the
that
princess
Zelda was
part?
yeah, that Zelda was like
The
back in
dragon.
time. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
well yeah, that makes sense."
Oh,
Like,
that she was back. Oh, yeah. That was pretty explicit. That
right.
like especially if you follow the memories and stuff.
Yeah.
But did you know she was a dragon though?
I didn't, and that was super shocking because I remember when I started it, and you're on the Sky Temple or whatever the first
Yeah.
area. I was like, "Hey, there's a dragon up here." I'm like,
Right.
"That's
Right.
weird."
So take a picture of a dragon of light. Wow, that's cool.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't even think of. I just looked at it. I was like, "Huh. Well, maybe I'll find a way up there later." Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
I just went on with my
Yeah.
day, and so it's pretty cool to think that she's just been hanging around. Uh,
Yeah.
that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um, I thought Ganondorf was felt like a villain
Yeah.
a lot more than he has was a lot. The last time he was around was in Twilight Princess, and that was kind of uh, uh I don't know. I didn't like him in that game very much. He just kind of just shows up,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we
Yeah. It
had
was kind of like a oh wait, Ganondorf's here
yeah,
kind of thing, right?
yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
it undercut the whole Zant thing, like because he was a cool
It
looking
definitely
enemy,
did. It definitely did. Yeah.
and he felt like he belonged in that like narrative more, like his
Right. For
design and
sure. Because
everything.
that was all about Twilight Princess, right? So.
Right. And then like da 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 Ganondorf's here. Like what? He's like,
Yep.
I've been
The
pulling all the
Zelda
strings.
is a puppet and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll say that this game does a really cool. Tears of the Kingdom does a really cool job with bringing back the familiar stuff,
Yeah.
like Gibdos, the
Mm-hmm.
Gleeoks,
Yep.
the Puppet Zelda, and also a really cool detail with Puppet Zelda. After you finish that segment, the every time a red moon rises, she's no longer narrating that because that was the puppet
Oh
saying
really?
those lines. Yeah. So every time you see that cutscene play of the red moon
Yeah,
rising,
yeah.
she's gone and there's no narration.
Oh, I just skip it.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was wondering about it because I was thinking like, okay, so that must be the puppet doing those lines and
Right,
stuff
right.
because there's the whole narrative of this Princess Zelda going around to these regions and skewing the nations into chaos, basically.
she's
So
she's like the she's just like the I don't know. She like on the grandest scale and on the smallest scale, she's the Joker. She's just like, hey, go into the cave with your underpants. And you're like, I guess I gotta do what the princess says. I'm gonna run around naked. And then on the other hand, she's like, demolish the nation. You're like, okay, I guess we gotta demolish the nation. It's like, what is she
yeah,
doing? uh,
yeah,
yeah, and I thought that
so
was
yeah,
actually kind of clever because there were some parts where I was just like, oh, I guess people are just misunderstanding, and she's not around uh,
yeah,
to like to clarify, right? And then other times I'm
right,
like, yo, she just like erupted a monster at me. What the hell? Get out of here.
Right, right.
Um, let's see what else. Yeah, story I thought was fine. The dragon thing was cool. Um,
Yeah.
I felt like it was
Uh,
a little. It was. I felt like the story missions were a little longer than the last one.
oh,
Um,
for sure. Like,
yeah,
it's like twice as long, or if not more. Because
yeah.
like that's the thing is I kind of like a takeaway, and I did go back and rewatch like the ending cutscenes of the first game
Mm.
of Breath of the Wild, and I just like I came away from it. It's just like, man, the story in that game is just not good.
No, it's
It's just
not.
like it's not there. It's that goes into the part of like the story in this game is definitely much more upfront. They definitely go the next step for like all the cutscenes. They're really well done, like
Right.
animation wise and everything like that. But like there's just weird little parts of this story where they just don't talk about like the first game just didn't exist or something like that. It's like
Yeah.
little weird parts. It's like, okay, the Megazords are just gone. And we're just not gonna talk
We're not
about
gonna
them.
talk about it. Yeah.
They're just like this. The Rito village. It's the perch of that thing, but it's gone. We're not
It's
gonna
just
say
not
it was
there.
there.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
weird. Especially because like when they did use them, it's not like they moved. They just shot a beam.
Right.
So it was like,
Right.
well, why
Right.
wouldn't they still be there? And I was hoping
Yeah.
that maybe we'd see them again like in the depths or something. Um,
Oh, that would have been dope. I
yeah,
didn't
but
even think of that.
that never kind of well, I mean, I'm
I
still
almost
searching the
I was
depths to be
almost
clear, but
yeah,
I don't think I'm gonna
I
see
was
them.
almost thinking that Pura just tore them apart and turned them into towers or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Uh,
yeah,
uh,
there was I feel like yeah, there's a lot of potential interesting story lost when they just kind of abandon the whole like I was saying in the Discord, like one of the things that really bums me is that you lose the Guardians. And like the
right.
Guardians are part and parcel with the Breath of the Wild experience because it's just walking on the
Yeah.
grass and then you hear that piano. You're like, ah, fuck, I gotta get out of here. Like, here, should I fight it? And
Yeah.
big mechanical spider coming at you, right? Here, it's a
Right.
bit, it's a little different. Like I guess like the hands, the big gloom
Yeah.
hands, kind of
Right.
take
Right.
that place. But
Terrifying.
yeah, but you could uh it's not this I don't know, it didn't feel the same.
Mhm.
Just cuz
Right.
like there's uh, uh the Guardians are almost like the perfect enemy for Breath of the Wild because they move really quickly. They move faster than you can,
Right.
which is like startling because everything in
Right.
that game moves slow as shit. So
Right. You feel severely outgunned.
right, and it's considerably larger than you, but then it also
Yeah.
gives you a countdown. So it's just pressure on pressure on pressure. It's running you down.
Right.
It's you hear the music. The music it has its own theme. The laser beam is closing in on you. You're like, oh my god! And you're
Yeah.
like, I got to time. You can time the counter, the
The
shield
parry.
counter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
parry. And there's like every time you fight one, it's really fun until you get to the point where you're just like, I'm just gonna run this thing down, and then you're just
Yeah.
smacking it, and when you hit it, it
You
makes those
cut his
incredibly
legs
loud.
off.
Yeah, you cut his legs off, it makes those crazy sounds, and you get all these really cool
Yeah.
materials. Super cool. With the hands, it's like, yeah, kinda, but it's not as
It's a neat little surprise the first
the
time, first
yeah.
couple of times, or like when you fight Phantom Ganon shows up and it's like,
That
oh
was
shit,
I think that was the best part, but then it's like a one trick pony, right? Like once you
for
did it,
sure.
it was like, oh okay. But yeah, first time
I
the
think
hands.
it's a neat callback and implementation
Oh,
of that
for sure.
concept for sure.
Okay, so we don't have notes for this one. Usually, I write out notes about the things we just talk about, but I'm gonna try to make a
Right, we're
mental note.
just going,
Yeah, to
we're
go.
just going.
We definitely got to talk about the reference stuff, but uh, just to illustrate, like the hands are cool, and when they got me the first time, I was like freaking out because I don't even think I'd been to the depths yet. So suddenly my hearts are getting locked up. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm trying to run away. I can't get out of it, and I'm still Breath of the Wild brained, where I'm at that point where I was like, I'm gonna play this the way I always play Breath of the Wild now, which is like I'm not gonna teleport. I'm not gonna use a horse. I put all these like limiters on myself
Oh my gosh.
because like that makes the
Yeah.
game fun after a while. Because like it felt almost too easy towards the end game, and
Hmm.
then I tried that in this game. I'm like, this just doesn't work. I can't do this anymore. Like I'm not prepared. I don't have enough hearts. I don't have enough stamina. I really gotta like take the time to play through it and build myself back up. So fighting the hands the first time was terrifying, and I managed to like wiggle out by swimming through a platform that just happened to be above me. I was just like, oh my god, just get out, like,
Yeah.
yeah. But the Phantom Ganon thing is cool, but then it's also like a double edged sword because the weapons you get fucking hurt you. So it's like, ugh.
Except for the bow. The bow's the best one, obviously.
Yeah, and it looks cool, but like, yeah, even when
Yeah.
even I used like an idiot because my gloom weapons were my best ones when I went to go fight Ganondorf, so I beefed those up, and then like my first time fighting him, I was using gloom weapons. I'm like, wait a minute, what's that? Hold on, what is
Wait a
happening
minute.
here? I had no idea that they were like affecting me negatively, and I was like
Oh
counting the hearts. I'm like,
no.
no, 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 this is worse. And yeah, I
Yeah.
died. I think I failed twice fighting Ganondorf, and then the third time
Yeah.
I figured it out.
I failed a couple times on that fight purely because I was pretty tired at the time.
Mm.
I had just been playing all night the night before I got up. It was like 5 in the afternoon by the time I started playing again.
Mm.
I was just in the final parts, right? Just
Yeah.
going through the underground there and finishing it up. And yeah, I got to because I was super hasty in the big horde fight just before the fight
Yeah.
with Ganon,
That was
and
kind
I
of
had
fun.
lost half of my parts,
Oh
and I
no.
didn't have a ton. I had the first full row and +1, so
Okay, okay. Yeah,
um
I don't only I
um
have the first full row. I like still playing now. I only have like plus two more, but
okay.
there's a ton of
Um
hearts. It's like 40
so
hearts
many.
total. Like Jesus.
Holy fuck, really?
Yeah,
Damn.
one row's
Um
20. So
oh wow. Okay. Uh so um so So yeah, I had forgotten about the cooking pot that you can carry. I just forgot about it. I barely the thing is my gotcha rolls and the gachapon machine, I barely got any of those things, so I barely used them. And it's just like, okay, cooking pot, you use it and then it burns away. It's like, what the fuck's the point of that?
yeah, like
It's just,
I've never
what?
used it, but Liv told me she's like you can only cook one thing on it. I'm like, and I'm never opening that again. Like,
Right, yeah, it's
fuck
just like,
that.
damn,
Why
man.
would I do that?
But this for the Ganon fight came in clutch because like I was trying to beat this fucker, and I'm not like the thing is the whole game. I found myself I was avoiding combat a lot.
Mm,
Like personally, I just avoided combat a ton, so I wasn't
yeah,
like
same.
freshen up on parrying or dodging. But it was fun to dodge Ganon and also see him dodge you. Like,
Dude,
oh fuck,
oh my
that was
god.
such a cool little reveal there.
Uh,
Is that he's doing the same shit you're doing?
Yeah, and like
Like,
I hate that like you don't get that mechanic till the end, and it's just like, boy, if other monsters would have a different fucking move set from the rest of them, that would be really interesting. But like,
it would be interesting,
I
but
don't know,
it was
yeah.
a nice little reveal.
It
I
was
think it makes Ganon's fight really cool and
yeah,
special for
and it was
sure.
like the first time I had to like really think on my feet and be like, okay, I have no idea how to deal with this guy. Like, what the fuck am I
Yeah.
gonna do here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
So yeah, yeah, I died a bunch and I got to like almost beating him like a couple of times and then I was like the whole time I was dealing him with like 8 hearts. So and just like and I didn't have a ton of shield slots. I
Mm.
didn't collect a ton of Korok seeds or anything like that.
Did you get all
But I
the
was
sages?
oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to tell you if we want to just get into that.
Yeah.
I knew about the secret fifth sage and that Zelda was a dragon before the first time we talked about the game.
Really?
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
how did you
So
what?
the fifth sage was my third sage. I
What?
found it.
Just
I
by
found
accident?
it. Mhm. I found it by accident and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Because like it's shrouded in a lightning storm, so
Right.
I built a flying machine over there
Oh
and
my
flew.
god.
It's like okay, I can't go to the big cluster, so I can only go to the smaller one. So I landed on there and I just went through it, and it just like because you can't see shit with the thunderstorms there, so I
Right.
just went in a straight line and found a shrine.
Oh my
and
god.
and I did started the whole quest that way, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" And then you're just like, okay, so from just real quick, Minoru's quest is the best whole quest in the whole fucking game. That shit is so cool. Just like building a mech, like holy
Yeah.
fuck.
I thought it was cool, but I feel like the mech part I don't know. It leaves a little bit to be desired cuz like
A little bit, because like the things wear out real quick and whatever,
they
but
wear out
it's
and
a
like you can only use one at a time. Like so why do I have two? Like like it I don't know.
I guess that's true. It's just an extra companion with like you get a
Basically,
range
yeah.
slot and a melee slot or something like that.
Well, that thing is a
Uh,
laser beam machine at this point. That's all I use it for. Just the
yeah,
laser
for
beams,
sure.
just a rave every time I'm trying to fight a Lionel.
Yeah, just shit exploding. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, but like for context, so uh, I felt like I actually landed on a really just out of pure happenstance through my path through this game and its story, um, and a very just pure happenstance that I actually landed on a really neat order of events
Yeah,
because so I did the first three tiers, and the third memory is the introduction of Minoru,
right.
and then I found Minoru after that, and then I was just like, I watched that cutscene after, like, because Minoru's cutscene is just like, oh fuck, holy
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah,
it's
they're
just like
pretty
showing
yeah,
the
if you don't
battle.
yeah, if you don't know what's
Yeah,
happening in the story, it's kind of wild to like
right.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I got it just because I had two sages by then. They go through like, okay, we fought Ganon and we failed and all that stuff. So there was that. But like then it was just like, also in the third memory cutscene, they bring up the Chekhov's like gun, right? It's just like where it's just like they talk about the forbidden ritual of becoming a dragon and you'll lose yourself and all that stuff.
Right.
And then at the end of Minoru's cutscene is like, we're gonna do the forbidden ritual. So
Yeah.
so then it's literally walking outside of that dungeon and looking up and seeing the dragon. I was like, oh, it's Zelda. It's like shit. But also like so yeah, uh another little funny tidbit about that is like after I had gotten the fourth sage for me, which was the water sage, um since it's like really high up in the sky there, the dragon of light was flying by it, and so I was like, oh shit, okay, really quick, I'm gonna build a flying machine. And I flew up next to it, and I just see it's the pillar of light flowing off its head and shit. And I shot it with an arrow, got the scale. I was like, okay. I shot it right on the spot, and I even took a picture of its face. And like it's just like, damn, that's a weird looking fucker right there. So,
Bug-eyed,
um,
man.
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's a wild style. And then later on, when I found out like that the Master Sword was on the Dragon of Light, I was like, "Wait a minute." And I look at my photo album and I look at the picture and you could just see the sword in the picture.
Oh
It's like,
man.
"Son of a bitch!
You could have
I
gotten
can
it.
see it." Well, I couldn't have got it because I didn't have enough stamina at the time,
Oh
but when
right.
I did get to the dragon, I had just enough stamina to
Oh,
get it.
that's
Pure
awesome.
happenstance. And it was just like, "Dude, how do they keep doing that? How do they keep making the Master Sword, like, things so special? It's amazing."
it's
Like, that whole segment was incredible.
it's freaking awesome. Yeah. That yeah, so I guess
Dude, I was
I
so hyped,
I
man.
feel like I must have played it in like the I don't know, the most like fucking vanilla toast way because I basically I, I goofed around for a while, but then I did the four I always want to say horsemen, the sages thing. I
Yeah,
did the four sages and it was a little disappointed because all of them just say the same shit at the end. And I was like, ugh, whatever.
right.
Like I get it.
Yeah. The
But
stage is
mhm.
really, like, on the weaker side, unfortunately. Like, their powers are neat, but they also just kinda get in the way a lot of times,
It
like,
I know everyone's complaining about it on Twitter, and it's
oh, are
like
they?
yeah, it's the only complaint that I really feel is valid is that like they should have mapped those better because I'm constantly
Yeah,
just
they should be in the wheel. They
yeah, I'm
should
just
be in the map
shooting
wheel.
Unobu all the time. He's just fucking gone, gone. I'm like, thanks for starting a forest fire. I didn't need that. And oh look, a gust of wind. Like I'm trying to pick shit
Yeah.
up. And then
Also, just
uh,
Riju's spell is a ranged spell, but
uh,
she's always running into the fray.
right and running away from me. I'm like, can you stand
Yeah,
next to me, please? You're the only one I
please.
care about. Like I need
Yeah,
you and the mech.
seriously, yeah.
And then the mech just like, "Hey, is that a camera?" I'm like, "Get out of the all right." So basically, I just
Aw,
everybody's gone except for the bird and Riju because she like it's much more easier to find her when it's just her because the bird's always flying. So it's like, okay, I can
mhm.
usually if I have to, I can run to her and it's already a desperate situation if I need her help, right? So fine.
Yeah.
But the bird is useful because if I'm gliding or something, I need a boost,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But everybody
That
else is
was my
just like,
first game, yeah.
get out of here. I don't need to do Squirtle's water gun. Move along, like,
Yeah,
and then having Yunobu on every machine I craft is cool, but incredibly distracting. Because now I'm just looking at what I'm aiming at. And I'm like, I didn't need a cannon. I needed to roll down this hill. Like, get out of the way.
right, right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I wish that was better. But yeah, so I did the four, and then after the four, I did the all the tiers. So I found the room.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever find that room with all the pictures in the map? In the old
Oh, yeah, yeah.
temple. Yeah, so
Right,
I,
right,
I
right,
went
yeah.
there.
That was, like, one of the first places I went.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I went there. I put the I put my little my teleporter down. I was like, this is a spot, and like in a day, I did all of them. Just knocked them all out. So I got like
Yeah.
the whole story, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool, and I dug it. And when she became a dragon, I was like, that's crazy. But then like and then like out of nowhere, they're like, you gotta find a fifth one. I was like, what? I thought like I was going to the castle. I'm like, this is it. We saw Zelda up
Right.
there.
It's
Time to go
not.
do this. And then they're like, nope. Like, oh, okay. I mean, it was cool
That's
when the
the beginning of Act 3.
yeah, it was cool when the sages showed up. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome. Also, how did you organize yourselves? Anyways, I'm not gonna ask anime, whatever. Right, you're all here.
yeah, of course.
But
Yeah, yeah.
that was a fun fight with all the Phantom Gannons and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
and beef jerky Gandorf just like the laughing at you in ghostly form, like that's pretty
Oh,
cool.
I gotta ask real quick, did you play an English dub or a Japanese
No,
dub?
Japanese. I
Okay, thank God.
honestly, I everybody else is like fine in the last game. They're
Okay,
kind of
okay,
it's just but
yeah.
I cannot stand Zelda's accent. It is
Yeah, the thing is
it's
I
so
gave her a
bad.
pass on the first game, but, like, going into this, especially when she's talking so much more and, like, giving more delivery,
Really,
I was just like, "I can't, man."
it's
It
bad.
sucks. It's just, like, I don't think she's a bad voice act it's just a bad pick.
Yeah,
It's not how Zelda should sound, like,
no,
at all,
she
unfortunately.
I I mean like I don't know. The accent feels really forced, and it drives me crazy. And it's like, why did
I
she even
don't
have to
know,
be?
man.
Just make her American. Why she got to be British? Like, just who
Yeah,
cares? Like,
yeah.
I don't. And I've heard like the voice actress like speak normally in her normal accent. I'm just like, that's fine. What?
Oh,
Why? Do...
she is actually doing an accent? I haven't
Yeah, she's
noticed
doing
yet.
an accent. Yeah,
I see,
I'm pretty
interesting.
sure.
Yeah, I don't know why
I
they
was,
did that.
yeah, but Link, help
Yeah,
me! Like, she sounds like an
it
old
just
lady all
doesn't
the
fit.
time. It's, I don't. Ugh.
Yeah. The
Um,
Japanese dub's so much better. Plus, like, Ganondorf sounds
Oh,
perfect.
Ganondorf is amazing in Japanese. His
It's so good.
ridiculous laugh, it's
Oh my
fucking
god.
great.
When he kills, Sonya,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Queen Sonya. And that fucking, like,
that smile. That
expressions, like, plus, like, 300%, like, fucking
yeah,
space, like,
they just threw the
wow.
slider off the screen, and he's just like, "Whoa," like, all
Just
right.
like his health bar in the final fight.
His cheeks were in his ears. It was out of hand. I was like, bro, holy
His
shit!
fucking skin's coming off his skull. This
But
dude,
like
like, fucking Mortal Kombat.
he did the laugh, but his eyes weren't selling it. Like it was just the mouth. I was like, he looked like a little
Right.
kid trying to smile for a camera, where they're
Yeah.
unsure if they're doing it right. Yeah.
I have a GIF of it too, it's just
Yeah. So when I got to the Mineru thing, it was like I was already like, okay, it's getting a little long in the tooth. I thought I was gonna fight him, so I was like slightly peeved. But going up there and doing that, like going through all the steps to get there to the temple, and then getting like the owl mask and all that. I was like, I honestly, I was thrown off a bit. I thought I was going to be the fifth sage. I thought that's where
oh,
that
I
was going,
see.
because they're like, oh, we're missing a fifth person, and then you get to the shrine or whatever, and then there's like it looked like a mask, and I was like, oh, maybe like we'll put on a mask, and it'll be like this will be the Majora's Mask, like reference in
Okay.
this sense, and then it'll like empower me or something. And then it was
That would
like,
be cool.
you get a mech. I'm like, that ain't bad. All right. And they're like, you can ride it. Like, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
cool.
when I was building the Minoru's body there, I thought it was just gonna be like, because I had no context of it being a sage at the time,
Oh,
and it was just like I thought it was essentially just gonna be like what something was like in the older 3D Zeldas of like there was like the sword master character who's gonna teach you something new or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, right? That's what it looked like it was gonna be, like something you had to fight
Right.
in order to learn something, but it's just like, oh, you ride this thing.
Just fucking
It just
Optimus
that's
Prime.
cool though.
Like, okay,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Um, yeah, that was cool. But yeah, for sure, like the final fight, um, it's much better than the first one, I think. Um, even
yeah.
though I really do like Spider Ganon, I thought he was,
It was a wild surprise for
yeah,
sure.
it was
It's just
absolutely crazy to see that design.
horrifying.
It was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck? And it was fun to fight. But then like they kind of it kind of like deflates when you have to fight Big Pig. I'm like, okay,
right. And that's just yeah, there's the gimmick fight, like the send it home kind of thing,
yeah, but
which
like they,
Tears of the Kingdom does it as well, but it's
yeah,
so much better.
it was better, but I still feel like it was a little like I don't know. I was having a troubled time fighting Ganondorf. You know, you fight him, you sword fight him, and then he's like, okay, demon mode. And you're like, oh shit. And it gets way harder, and all your friends are like, panting in the corner. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Like, my arm,
Global.
the
Yeah,
typical shit. And then you take
right.
him out, and then it's dragon time. I'm like, hell yeah, let's dragon fight it. And it was kind of like, all right, so what you want to do? You want to land on him? I'm like, come on! Like I thought it was gonna be a bit more bombastic than that, but his design was super cool, and it was fun to
Yeah,
fight in the sky. I'll give it that. Like that was super cool,
yeah,
and have like
yeah.
Zelda
The
catch
falling
you all the
right.
time. I was just like,
Yeah.
I hope she's around, and then she just
Yeah,
like does like a
eventually.
fucking a 90-degree turn midair. I'm like, holy crap! Okay, you're coming for me.
Yeah,
I got it. Uh,
yeah.
that was cool. But yeah, I'm gonna
And
be that guy. Wind Waker did it best because you fight Ganon before you fight Ganondorf. You do the big one
yeah,
before you do the personal one because the personal one
that's
means
right,
more, right? You fight
right.
Puppet Ganon and it's like it's crazy. He's like shape shifting and all this stuff. Like oh my god! And then you
Yeah,
get up there and then you have the sword fight and that's super like
and you
he's
kill the fuck
you
out of
you murder
Ganondorf.
him in the head.
Stab him like he's the
Bam!
sword in the stone. He's the
He's
stone
he
now.
just became the stone, and what did he say? He went ah ah ah. And you're like, yeah, that's right. I'm like 12. He's like, what the fuck? And
Yeah,
that's the best bait and switch in all of Zelda, where he's like, I
yeah.
got the Triforce, and then the king's like, actually, I got it. What? He's like, I'm gonna blow her one wish. No, 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 wait. You just gotta touch it. The fuck?
Yeah.
That was great. Anyways,
Uh,
yeah, I the final fight was really fun. Um, the dragon stuff is okay. It was cool. But I think this is like the first time I've ever felt like I really wanted an end game. I really wanted some
yeah,
kind of acknowledgement because I'm like, yo,
right.
I just changed
I
the
was
world
thinking the
for the
same.
second fucking time in a row. Like,
Yeah,
give me something. I want a pat on the back. I want people to be like, hey, man, right? What's up? Like now when I
yeah.
walk around, they're like, hey, what about that Demon King? Huh? We heard about that. I'm like, well, I already murdered him, but I guess that didn't happen.
It's not canon yet.
They
Yeah,
just
it's
walk
it's the
around.
unfortunate part of like making Ganon a part of like the Red Moon cause and like having monsters in the world still and all that stuff is completely tied to him. So
Yeah.
like as soon as he's gone, the monsters are gone, that kind of stuff. So
And then
yeah,
they just got to deal with, I don't know, taxes or whatever.
yeah,
What other problems?
rebuilding that poor castle.
Yeah. Oh, also, let me just say, what a terrible job Zelda did. She had what 3 years, got nothing done, nothing done. Everything looks like shit. Nothing's been fixed. Like,
I mean, was it that long? As I wasn't sure of how much time had
yeah, they
passed.
said it was like 3 years. It's like, but
Oh, okay.
come on,
I
now.
don't know. Like that was kind of a thing where you saw in certain regions where they talked about Zelda like really impact, like Hatano Village and stuff. She was more prominent
Yeah,
there.
she
Like she
was a
built
substitute teacher. Like, what are you doing? You're the princess.
she
You're
built a school.
great. Thanks. I don't know if you noticed, your castle walls are still broken, dude. Like, what are
I
you
don't.
doing?
I think they have more pressing matters than Castle.
More pressing matters than revitalizing Lon Lon Ranch? I don't fucking think so, sir. Let's be
That's
honest
true.
here.
That would have been nice to see.
Yeah. No, I'm
I
kidding. It's fine.
I felt like I picked up enough context to feel like this character was making an impact, which
Yeah,
made
yeah.
it that much more sadder of fate because it was like I was like, dude, I was almost expecting because I was sitting on the light dragon thing for a while for a good amount of game there,
Yeah.
and it was just like I was almost like half convinced that they're gonna end it on like a super bittersweet note of like, yeah, Zelda's stuck as a
Stuck as a
dragon, dude.
dragon.
Like,
Yeah, that would have been
yeah.
cool.
Oh, dude, it would have been such a bummer, man. Because like that was just the thing is like, fuck, man, that's really fucking sad. Like after everything, every character that major character you're involved with is sacrificing literally everything just to stop the Demon King, and you're the last thing that could possibly stop him. There's nothing else. You
Yeah.
know, like it was just very foreboding, and like it just like the weight is there in the story. It impacted me that way for sure. It was just like it was just like fuck, man.
Yeah, like if you like fighting. I mean, I beat the game at like 4 in the morning. Like I
Yeah.
was so like once I started the the mech thing, I was like, I'm gonna see this through because I mean we wanted to record a podcast the next day, but it was a me like committing to beating the
Oh
game is what fucked us up because I'm like I'm way too tired. Like I need a
yeah.
rest.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
for
I
sure.
get like I was so locked in at that point, and when you like when you get to the depths from the castle, whoa, like it just kept going, and I was like, "Yo, how deep is this shit? Like, this is crazy." It just kept
Mhm.
going and going and going, and then you fight like that Lionel, and thank God for that Lionel because I use his horn on my on my Master Sword.
I accidentally vaporized them because I used an ancient arrow, and I forgot that that's what those
That's
did.
what those
So
do, man.
I just vaporized. I was like, 'cause I never used them on anything in the game, and I had like three.
Yeah,
And it's
I've
just
had
like, oh,
two.
fuck you. It's like, oh,
Oh, well,
oh shit. All right.
yeah. I like that when you attach things to the Master Sword, it's just like it doesn't change the sword itself. You just kind of see it's like after image every
Yeah,
once in a
that's a
while.
good idea for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool idea.
Uh,
I just I attached it to. I went into the fight not knowing how it was gonna work. I was hoping it would be generous and not make it every single time he hits you, he corrupts your heart. But it wasn't like that. It was exactly that. Um, but I had attached the one of the light dragon's light crystals to my
yeah.
sword.
Mhm.
It's it. So it just heals on hit, but that doesn't matter when your heart is gone. So,
Yeah,
so
that was super shocking too. Like fighting him, like the first time I died, I was like, man, I died pretty quick, and that was weird. And the second time I died, I'm like, motherfucker, stealing my hearts. I'm like, I thought he was
yeah.
just locking them up because I was locking them up because I was using gloom material.
Oh, they break. They're
Yeah,
shattering. Yeah.
and then the second time I had to just like, okay, I guess I'm gonna drop half my weapons because they're just killing me. And I was like, let me look around. What do I
That's
got?
the best.
I just had to like all the other ones that I had that were really low level. I just had to break off the materials that I attached to them and just put all my best materials on there. But then I ended up just using the Master Sword anyways because I don't think it breaks when you fight
It
him.
doesn't. Yeah, it's fully powered up. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just whacking him away. Just I was yeah, it was I also didn't like that I like I was so concerned with beefing myself up and getting ready for this, and it was like actually just use the Master Sword. Like oh
Right. Right.
right
Yeah.
right right. He
I
did
mean,
break my
that's
Hylian
well.
shield though, bastard.
I never got one. Never found it.
It's in the castle. Yeah, I found it actually
Yeah.
really early. I was like, oh, I'll just hold on to this. Uh, but
Nice.
yeah, he actually broke it, and then that's when I realized like I had to start doing the dodges more. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was like the flurry rush stuff. But
Yeah.
oh man, that was a crazy fun fight.
Really cool
I mean, it
for
kind of
sure.
it's the only thing that's kind of still motivating me is like so now I'm in post game. There's a billion side quests, so I'm just kind of just
Oh
moseying
boy.
around, talking to people. Like I just go to like a stable. I'm like, all right, what do y'all need? Who's is there a well here? What's the deal? Look around, see what's going on. Oh, Lionel. Okay, right, whatever. But like, I
Yeah.
kind of want to still beef up. Like, I want to go in there fully tanked out and just be like, now what?
Yeah.
Like, let's go. Like now I'm ready,
Yeah.
punk. Like,
Yeah,
uh,
for me to do that, would be just getting the Fierce Deity set because
oh yeah,
that's still my favorite.
yeah,
Like,
I've got it. I got. Did you do the
nice.
quest for it?
I just have the head
Mm.
so far. I don't have any other pieces yet.
Yeah, if you do the quest for it, you get. They'll give you the sword.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it's and then but like I still want to like. It's still like all those like Like all the other sets that are from previous games, it starts at like 3 defense, so it's like you still got to build it
Right,
up.
right,
Takes a lot of
right.
like star fragments
Very
or whatever.
expensive.
Also, I
Very
found that
expensive.
I don't I haven't 100% confirmed, but I feel like I'm like 90% every time I go after a dragon at night and I shoot off, like I hit a part of it and it flies off, uh it like a star fragment will follow like immediately. So you end up
Oh,
having,
really?
yeah, you end up having to get two things like midair.
That's
So
cool.
that's a,
Yeah, I was collecting a ton of those star fragments. It
yeah.
just seemed like I was happening a lot every time I was falling.
Yeah,
They just
whenever if
follow you on down.
you
Pretty
fall at
cool.
night, they're just gonna show up and it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Um
Catching stuff midair like that is always so fun.
yeah. All right, give me a negative and then give me a positive. Just
And
generally.
negative,
Yeah.
positive. Well, yeah, we talked about the sages already.
Mhm.
Um, Early on, the game was really tough to me for me to adjust to,
Same.
especially with the controller and the button
Oh boy. Mm.
switching, just trying to adjust to that. It took me like a good week to actually get comfortable with the game.
Mm.
And I was getting frustrated because I had long work days and I was playing this game after that. So I was already tired, not retaining much. And like I think I even wrote it down or something like that. It's just like a critique as far as like what I described the fucking game as. It's just like it's like trying to play on a rotary phone. Like I was upset. It's just it's just like it's just it was just I was running into strings of just very frustrating situations where I'm just trying to learn how to play this game. The game's just like beating me over the head, just like, no man, fuck you. That's like shit. Be
Yeah.
nice.
I had, yeah, I agree. Early on it was like it felt like I would well, it's part of like I didn't know the language of the game yet. I didn't understand like I should be building shit much
Yeah.
more and be using the materials I'm finding like to beef myself up, right? So it's like there's like a weird not struggle, but there's like a weird balance you have to pull between like you can make yourself stronger by getting more hearts, stamina, better weapons, like better base weapons. But if you
Mm,
abandon that feeling of like I need to like be this and you just start using everything like it's expendable, but you're going to get plenty of it anyways, like it
right.
really changes the way you
Everything.
play. Yeah,
Right.
I was way too precious early on. Like every cool looking horn, I was like I need to hold on to this. I don't know when I'll ever be able to. Nah, I
Yeah,
don't.
I think I stuck to that pretty much throughout the whole game. I still never shook that fully.
Mm. I did once I sold them, made some money. I was like, hell yeah. Cares about bow goblins? Give me your face. I don't need. You don't need this. These things are worth
Yeah.
20 rupees or whatever, or 8. I don't know.
Yeah, the rupee stuff was definitely felt a little grindier for sure, but I guess I just didn't sell too much and yeah,
Um,
I didn't buy too many armors either or anything like that. I just ended up buying a lot of arrows.
yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I use a lot of arrows too. Okay. Well, give me a positive then. So difficulty early on for sure. Felt that.
um, Arrow system,
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Oof.
Just the fusion arrow system is just incredible. Like I use the bow, I want to say 90% of my playthrough as far as things and just like even in the depths, just using a muddled bloom and just
Mm-hmm.
watching them fight and
Oh, I
just
didn't
so
discover
much.
that until way late, and
Oh
I
really?
cannot believe I didn't use it so much more
Oh
often.
man,
Once
so
once
nice.
we found that out, me and Liv were just like, all right, everyone's confused. Like we're everyone
Yeah.
fight each other. I have nothing to do with this.
That became like a starter for every big enemy fight and a big like a tiny enemies all around them.
Yeah,
Just shoot the big guy.
the big
That's
boss. Yeah,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah, that's super fun. Okay, yeah. Uh yeah, but I do. That's the thing, man. Like this game is great, and there's so much you can do, but I feel like it's so poorly organized. It's like
yeah,
looking through every material you have to like,
yeah. The
oh,
menu system is not good.
oh dude, like
Like
I'm
that
not gonna
needed
put
to
an
be
apple in my fucking
segmented three
arrows,
more
dude. Like, what's up? Sorry.
times. That menu system needed like 3 or 4 more tabs just
Mm-hmm.
as far as like breakdowns and stuff because
Yeah.
stiff problem and like yeah you can like like organized by type or something like that,
Yeah,
like
but it doesn't
using that.
matter. There's so many of
Doesn't
each
matter.
type. The types are too
Yeah,
broad.
yeah,
And then you can't even
yeah,
like choose what you're organizing by. You just got to run through like by type, by attack power, but it's just like why can't I just not why can't I? That's a stupid way to think about it. They should have given you the option to customize even that stuff because when you're in the moment, when you're in a fight, like it's fine to like, pick your stuff and it'll pause in the moment, but like I also don't want to just be swiping through like 70 items to get
right,
to,
exactly.
because I haven't used a dazzle fruit in like 6 hours, but I'm like, it'd be really useful here, but I don't know where it is, and I gotta like, eesh.
And I feel like it kind of like is counterintuitive to the idea of the player, because like I feel like for having so many options, you're encouraged to, and but I feel like the devs want you to experiment a lot. But
Yeah,
when it's organized in such a way, when you're looking for something, you get frustrated when you can't find it, and so you're just sifting and sifting and sifting. You're just like, all this is trash.
yeah.
I don't want any. I want the one thing. I've been looking through this menu for 5 minutes. I want the one thing. I'm floating in the air, paused. I need
Yeah,
something to shoot this guy down below me or something like that, right? Just and
yeah.
then like see all this utility like post game. I'm seeing like videos of just all these things you could apply to an arrow. I'm just like, look, I used a lot of a variety, but like not like I never used one of those floating platforms as an arrow piece because
What?
that works. I don't know if you knew
I
that.
did not. What do you mean that work? What does it do?
It just activates a floating platform for you anywhere
What? What
when
do you
you
mean?
shoot an arrow. Yeah, if you shoot one of those floating platforms with an arrow, it just shoots it, spawns it, and you can land on it. And you can create a platform system for yourself just midair, anywhere, anytime. Like,
I didn't know that. I had no idea. That's crazy.
yeah,
Holy shit.
yeah,
That's
man.
nuts.
There's so many times I could
Uh
have used that.
yeah, damn. Oh man.
uh,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But that's the thing. I still feel like there's so much more I haven't seen or like so many caves I haven't like stumbled upon and so many like
there's so
combinations of things.
much.
Like
Yeah,
thinking ahead about like what my next playthroughs will be like because again I want to do limiters and stuff because I think it's really fun
yeah.
in this type of game. I kind of want to do a run where it's just like no not no weapons but like if I want to do like melee it'd be like gadgets only or whatever. So like if I want
Oh,
like
interesting.
if I'm gonna get in a fight, I'm gonna have to like get a log, stick it to a tire, and just like make like a spinning whatever, like a slap machine, just like that fucking fight. I don't know, figure it out, right?
Do like death machines only run where
Yeah,
you have to
just yeah,
build a fucking tank.
right. To like push my creativity because a lot of times now I'm making things for utility, but not for like I want to go wild or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
there's so much you can build, man. Holy moly. I've been watching build videos on YouTube,
mm.
and Jesus, man, people are so creative. I had just like, and like those, like the things you could build just make the game like vastly different. It's just
I
like,
saw
man,
I don't think I could pull it off because like I have bad like luck, but I saw somebody put like a cannon on their shield, like do like a weird hop thing where it launched them up, and then they
yeah.
parachuted with their shield at their feet, and it was just shooting cannons like they were
Oh
a
my
bomber,
God.
and I was like, bro, like that's amazing. But knowing me, I'd
Incredible.
do that and blow myself up, and then like I just get frustrated. I don't think I have.
I never tried the rocket to the shield either. That looks
Oh my god,
rad.
that is but I it's the only item, it's the only Zonai what are they called? Not gadgets. Whatever. The Zonai stuff.
Yeah,
It's the only one that I run out of consistently because I'm just
yeah.
rocketing everything. Like I make a fucking sailboat, 8 rockets on it. Fuck
Rocket.
this. We're just going. Like I don't got time for
Yeah,
this shit.
right, right.
uh yeah, it's yeah, for sure. I'm thinking about doing something like that. But yeah,
It's seeing like the have you seen what the fan bike is?
oh yeah, yeah, where they put two fans like
2 fans on
diagonal.
a control yeah,
Yeah,
on a control stick. Seeing that, it's like, "Oh my god, that's genius."
yeah. I've tried to
Because
make like
there's the build system the devs tried to limit it as far as like certain things that you can place and attach to.
Right.
They don't last. They
Yeah.
degrade over time, which is unfortunate. But it's balanced. But people have immediately found ways around that. The fan bike being one of them. Holy
Fan
shit,
bike's
that
good.
thing's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of the balloon. I use the balloon for
Okay, yeah.
everything I can.
That's how I got into the castle for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I try to use the balloon all the time. All right, I'll do the positive negative. I'll start with the negative. The wing is garbage. I hate it. It's stupid. It's just every time I use it, I'm just lit. I'm awash with disappointment because it's just
Oh
like
man.
either I get it working and it dies on me because it's just like, well, it's been 30 seconds. I'm like, come on, fuck. Or it
No.
just doesn't want to fucking do what I want. It's just like, oh, like as soon as like I run out of battery, it's just like, guess what? Now we're upside down. I'm like, fuck, thanks, thanks. I can't
Oh
even
my
float
god.
now. It's like, nope, fuck you. And then now I'm like just looking down at the ground, slowly watching it fall down. Like, great, thanks,
Yeah, I
appreciate
did
it.
not have that much trouble with the wing, but I
Oh,
definitely had some other issues with other placeable or buildable stuff.
not happy with the wing. And that's the thing. I want it to work really, really bad, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I gotta keep messing with it because that's the other thing. Like I want to make my own flying machine. I don't want to depend on the wing to float. So it's like, but
Mhm.
how much materials does that take? And you know,
Yeah.
to really test it, I'd have to go get a bunch of like things so I can a bunch of sacrifices for the gotcha machine. Just get all the pieces together and like use the testing ground. Find a flat area somewhere to just mess with all that stuff. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that I found that thing to be annoying. But a positive I'll say is that for the most part, when I try things, they work with like a small margin of adjustment. So it's like I'm like I wonder if this will work and give me 10 minutes and I'll make it work. And that is insanely satisfying. To just
For sure.
like um what was even in like combat situations, like just like testing shit, just being in the middle of a fight, getting desperate. I'm gonna die, and I'm like, I have a lot of food, but I just, you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to push myself to be in the moment and do what I can. And then I just like, like the first time I just got a laser by accident, just threw it on my shield. And then just like Iron Manned it across the field. I was like, "Holy shit!" And everything just like I got like 3 headshots, and I was like, how did what's going on here? Like, all right, just whack them. Uh, that was super
Yeah.
cool. And or like even like puzzle solving. Puzzle solving is so much fun in this game because I'll be sitting and I'll do like a shrine that Liv hasn't done or she has done, and then she'll which it's like I wonder how he's gonna do it, and it's the same the other way, and we never do it the same way. It's always something off. It's always some weird like, why did you do it that way? You could this is an easier way, or like I didn't think to do it that way, but it worked. And I'm always just like,
Mm.
and so like I think my approach to like the building and the puzzle stuff is just brute forcing everything. Just like if I could
Right.
just throw something, I'll throw it. If I can rocket it, I'll rocket it. Like if
Right.
and I'm always thinking about like time travel stuff, but not time travel, but the backward time thing.
Oh, recall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
recall. Yeah. So if there's ever a thing where you have to like move like a giant orb like to like the next like level, right? Like up a
Mhm.
level or something. All I ever do, I don't do any of that other like, oh, there's a rail system with a fan. I'm like, fuck that. I just hold it up for like, 20 seconds and then I find my way up to the
Right.
top and just recall it and then just pick it up out of the air. I'm like, all right, done. Like I'm a god. What are you doing? Like I don't need this. Like this is
Yeah, that's
beneath
something I
me.
do regret is that I wish I applied recall more because that is like a limitless skill for sure. On
Dude,
top of like ultra hand,
it is
it's just
so ridiculous. Like I can't tell you. I like when I fight just about any Talus or big dudes, and they're throwing shit at me, just like stop,
oh dude.
right back at you.
When I saw that you can do that, I was like, fuck. Why didn't I
changes
think of
everything.
that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if I feel like with just the hand powers and enough creativity in building, I don't have to use any weapon, and that's kind of like the challenge I'll give myself later,
Right.
some other time, when I want to be cool
Um,
and just fuck that. Yeah,
yeah.
game's so cool.
Yeah, it's such an open-ended like way to experience a game, but I also think to have it be slightly a detriment to it, I feel like it just makes it incredibly hard to teach people how to play that type of game
Yes,
as openly as you can play it. Because
correct.
like there's no like perfect tutorial for that other than like giving you tons of shrines that are optional though, unfortunately. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like so like
yeah, and
I definitely felt like where the tutorialization could have been a little bit more creative in certain instances, like, you know, for recall, for instance, like
mm,
rather than just having me rotate, turn back an elevator,
yeah.
have me deflect something, push it back or something, or like have me throw a weapon and have a recall back, something like that. I don't know how you could possibly do that.
Holy
I'm not a
shit! Wait a
game
minute.
dev.
I didn't even think about that. I've never
Yeah, you
done
can
that.
do that.
Son of a bitch! Everything's a boomerang now. Oh my god!
Everything.
You just blew my mind, dude. I didn't even. Oh,
You can even
oh
you
my
can
god.
attach it to you can even attach it to like a Zonai device. You can create like basically like a halo of swords it on zone attached to a Zonai thing and
Oh
just have it spin around you
my
and
god.
just activate it with recall. Like you
Oh.
just walk into a place and just have fuck it up. Like just
See what I'm talking
uh,
about, man? There's like, yeah,
yeah,
but this is more to your point. You're right. I didn't even think about that. I have like 150 hours in the game. I've never even thought about recalling a weapon, and it's not. I think it's also not necessary for the game to like explicitly show you that stuff. But like at least like breadcrumb the foundational
little
concepts of those things, right?
right. Because on top of that, I feel like the game is very 50-50 on how it actually gives you information because there's a lot of NPCs in the game and a lot of them say the same thing
Yep.
and you have the same dialogue options for a
Yep.
lot of it. And there's no like there's no unfortunate there's no like Link now learn something and now he doesn't have to ask that. But that's not the case and he has to ask the same thing every time because it's the same set of dialogue every single time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So, but like the frustrating part about especially going back to the difficulties of the early game, uh when you're just trying to piece information together just trying to get some sort of heading, and it's so loosey goosey with the information that it's giving you, depending on which direction you went, because different areas are giving you varying degrees of information of what you should be doing and how to do it.
Hmm.
So, like, and it's such an open-ended game; you could go any direction you want from the very beginning. Um, it's just it could be a little frustrating when you want some kind of information or some kind of context, and the game is either going to give you more context than you asked for or no context at all.
Right.
Like, that was a little frustrating on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. There's an issue with like I mean, and maybe this is prevalent in the whole game, and maybe it's just like a design philosophy type thing. But there is not type thing, but or not problem, but challenge that maybe that team is facing is that like the dissemination of information that is relevant to the player while they're playing and how they should navigate the game is not very well distributed. Like it's just not like the menu is overly simple. It shouldn't like I understand simplicity, like that it makes sense, but like, dude, you should. I don't understand why food and monster items are not two different tabs, like right
They
off the bat.
absolutely should.
Now I understand you can cook monster items. I got that, yeah. But even
Yeah,
then, you're not mixing that with food to begin with, or you get bad
right. You
food.
should. Right.
So like, why aren't they separate? Is it for the gag of having the dubious food? Like, I got
I don't
right.
know. It's just it's
Yeah,
all crammed in there though.
yeah.
Everything.
I mean the radial menu is great, but boy, underutilized. Like
Yeah.
it's cool
Instead
to
of
have.
having a I
Mhm.
heard my one buddy suggest that instead of having a map tab,
Yeah.
tab, just have the Sage tab or something like that.
Right.
Just
And then like
nothing.
branch it out then or you
Right.
know Sage tab and then put a button input, you know? Cuz you're already paused. You don't need to jump, right? The game is frozen. So put a button input to like activate a Sage or something. Like there's ways around. The D-pad is what does the D-pad do? I don't know. Not actually, I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
what the D-pad does.
Can't
Oh,
remember.
hold on, Liv's playing right now. Liv, press the D-pad. What does it do?
Oh, it's the whistle and
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah. Oh, look, star. Yeah, it's like whistle and the weapon selection, and the food selection.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like uh, honestly, like, do you need the? Oh, like that's the same thing, right? Like, even when you want to throw items, how do you throw items? Well, you first have to throw a weapon and then choose something else. Like, why not have
Right.
that
Yeah.
from? There's a lot of like weird decisions like that, and I just
Yeah.
wish there was a bit more customizability in that sense.
That'd be nice. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
but that's like I it's a frustrate it's a Japanese game thing. Japanese games
Yeah.
tend to have
Button blow. Just
yeah, and just boy, even like Japanese websites, man. You ever go on a Japanese website? They're just ooh,
just
they're
over
oh my god,
scram.
it is rough, dude. Like it's just an overload of information. Like I don't even know what the fuck to look at. It's ugh. um, but yeah, there's
Yeah.
like
Hope you're not sick or
yeah, but I think there's like it's like a common problem, but the on the balance on the whole, like this game is incredible, incredible,
yeah.
and like
Despite its flaws, it is an amazing game.
and there's like still so much I haven't seen yet,
Yep.
and if there was ever a case to go in blind to a game, this was it because I had no idea about the building shit. I
Me
I
neither.
I saw someone say meat arrow once, and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck that means. Well, now I do, and it's like, what? Like, just and
uh,
like doing like the whole like sky temple when you first start, and just like getting those powers, I was just like, what the hell am I even looking at? Like when you
yeah,
dive
dude.
through like solid stone or whatever, I'm like, what? Like,
Oh, dude, that that skill is like insanely creative and just something I would never have thought of to put into a game
yeah, me
or
neither.
have seen into a game because holy shit, that changes literally everything. As how you go through cave systems, well, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah,
Just
I'm done.
why?
Oh,
Just
I'm on
it's
the
so
side of a
fun.
mountain suddenly. Okay, whatever. Like, how many times have you like just swam out and just ended up like a mile above the ground? You're like, whoa, all
It
right.
just goes and goes.
Like, yeah, you can tell by like the load time. It's just like, damn, where am I ending up?
Right.
Like,
Sure, yeah.
um,
Sometimes you find other cool shit. It's just like, oh fuck, I just skipped into another cave. It's just like here's a bubble frog. Like it's just like cool.
yeah, it's there's yeah, and we talked about it last time how like everything is kind of like listified or itemized, like
Right,
everything you can,
quantifiable.
yeah, everything you collect, everything has a quest attached to it. It's I kind of appreciate that because it gives me direction, uh,
Yeah.
in a better way
When
than
there
Breath of
is
Wild did.
that much more game, like yeah, it's almost it's very welcome in that case because
Yeah,
there's so much more than Breath of the Wild.
yeah. I still haven't finished mapping out the depths, um, or the sky.
Same.
Actually, I still gotta
Oh
do.
really? Okay.
There's still some places I gotta go to, but
Yeah, one of the last things I did the three mazes in the sky,
yeah, I did
which
two
is
of
a
them.
cool
Those are
fucking
yeah.
okay.
I do like the whole like start at the bottom, go to the top, then go underground thing. That's pretty fun.
Very, very neat.
Um, Diving from from the sky all the way to the depths is like
Yeah.
I just don't understand. I keep doing it. I'm like my Switch is gonna melt. Like how is this happening?
Working.
Um, yeah,
It's working.
yeah, but I'm definitely like, um, I wouldn't care for a sequel to this. I think like the story kind of wraps up in a way where it's like
Oh yeah, man.
I don't know what else.
Seeing how the demon dragon exploding in the way it did, I would hope that's it.
You know,
It's like,
we would all hope that. Oh, here's a weird story thing. Where does Zelda come from? If her ancestors, the Sheep Man and
Well, that's the
Sonia,
thing is they didn't have a kid.
right?
They did not
They
have a
did not
kid,
have a
so, like,
kid.
I
Weird.
think they imply it's like like, the live stream shit, right? It's just like,
It's Final Fantasy VII.
like, pretty much, yeah. It's just the goddess is reincarnated,
Yeah, yeah,
that kinda
yeah.
thing, almost like the Demon King or
Ugh.
Ganondorf.
Oh, let's talk about this. One of my favorite things about this game is all the Ocarina of Time in this game. It is like between Phantom Ganon, um, the actual time mechanics, right? Uh, the the theme when you build your house. Did you do that quest?
Yeah.
Okay, when you build,
I did not, but you go ahead.
yeah. So the theme is the same theme for when you're inside a house in Ocarina of Time, but it's just a little bit
Oh, really?
slower. Yeah, and I was like hearing it,
That's
I'm like,
cool.
I know this song, and I like jumped on YouTube and I was like, what the fucking song is this? And it's the same thing. Like there's so much
That's
Ocarina of
awesome.
Time like callback. It's
Yeah,
yeah, obviously the sages,
yeah.
um,
I was half expecting for the ocarina itself to show up like for
kind
the
of,
finale or something, and just
yeah.
be like, "Oh, that's how we fix Zelda" or something like that. I don't know, but
You play her sleepy time song, and then and she's like, I'm back. Um,
hey,
yeah, I do miss that aspect of Zelda games. I miss the music stuff. I think that's a bit of a bummer still that like you don't get instruments. It's a little thing that I like enjoy about them, but like like having the ocarina, you could just play at any time. The Wind Waker was cool. The little pan flute in Spirit Tracks, you gotta blow
okay,
into
yeah,
your DS to play the right songs. It's cool, man. I don't know. I like that stuff. Um,
that's neat.
yeah. Uh, I mean, even like Link's Awakening. Oh, did you get that outfit?
I saw it. I did not get it, but
it's so
it's pretty funny.
it's ridiculous. Oh, like he's grown up. He's stretched out, just from the neck down.
That's right.
Um, yeah, but yeah, I'm still, I still, I like, I'm not looking for more information, but I'm still like I'm trying to find things out. So like, you get like what do you call it? You get like boons when you upgrade your armor sets all the way, and you're wearing like all three or
Right,
whatever.
right.
I'm trying to see what
Yeah,
you get for some of them.
yeah.
But
I did not fully upgrade a set, but
yeah,
yeah,
I still haven't done a full set. Uh, yeah, and that's
they're
another thing.
very
Yeah, yeah, they added the money thing, but I feel like a lot of the materials are harder to find this time. Um,
yeah,
like Lionel's for one.
specific stuff.
Yeah, Hinoxes are just not around. I barely see them, and then they never drop their stomachs, and that's a problem.
We see,
You
yeah.
gotta carve it out of them. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, but I now that I finished the story and I'm just kind of like doing the cleanup stuff, it's nice to have my life back. It's good to like literally like
been
waking
relieved.
up and just the first thing I did was just like reach for the controller that I left right next to me because I fell asleep playing the night before, just get back to it. Um, I still kind of do that, but it's kind of nice to like not have that, like just know what the outcome is. Um, I can breathe easier and I can start
Mhm.
playing other games again.
Right.
um, yeah, I don't think it's a perfect game, but I think it's an improvement on Breath of the Wild for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's just when a game or anything is of this like scope, I mean you're gonna
Yeah.
there's like what is it, a push and pull, right? Like you're
Right.
gonna
I
have
was gonna
to,
say it was gonna be a little bit of a give.
yeah. But like I mean I don't care about these things, but like I can see this like being like a game of the year type thing, even if this
Oh
year's
yeah,
pretty
just
stacked.
from sheer popularity for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean the game.
This is a great year for games. Great year.
It's not, dude. It's not even. It's June. Like,
Yeah. We're halfway.
oh, I gotta get a PS5. Yeah.
More. More on the horizon.
I just
Because yeah, I've been playing Diablo and we got Final Fantasy 16
Oh my god,
later
I'm not
the
playing
same
that.
month.
I don't think I can play that. Like, I'll play it in October or something. No, because that's when Spider Man comes out. Fuck. Ah,
That's when I'll probably be playing Alan Wake 2 in October.
go
So
for it. You and your
yeah,
flashlight have a good time.
I'm gonna have a blast, and it's gonna be lit.
Ah, um, yeah. Pikmin 4 comes out next month, so looking forward to that. With
Yeah, yeah.
that
I
weird
might I
dog
might
without a
pick that one
nose. Ugh.
up. Apparently, it's from what I've heard, it's a creative character.
Yeah, yeah, you can make. I mean, it's like very light. It's very.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be like any online co-op, but that'd be cool. Like
that
Pikmin.
would be cool.
But yeah,
But yeah, back
anyways,
to Zelda.
yeah, Zelda, good game, good game.
Good game. I would give it 8.5 Triforces out of 10.
Hey, where was the Triforce? The fuck? Are they ever bringing that
It's
back?
not in the game.
They just
It
don't
was in the first game
for like a minute.
for, for a split second.
She's like, "Hey, my hands," and like, "Huh?" And then that was it. Um,
Yeah. Bow Flight.
I'll make it myself. How about that? I'm just gonna make a big wooden Triforce and just stick it
There
on the
you go.
top of the fucking the castle. Be like, "Here it is,
Hollywood Hills right there.
Hollywood Hills."
It's just
I wonder.
a Triforce game.
I mean, like, there's iconography everywhere, but just nobody talks
Right.
about it.
Right. Yeah. It's an interesting little like diversion for sure.
Yeah. Um, I hope the next one they move away from this place and just start. I want
Yeah.
another thing. I'm happy with this. I don't
Yeah.
like again, I'm still bothered that they just ignore the fact. Everybody except for Impa and the little kids in class ignore the fact that like I killed a murderous monster demon pig that was terrorizing the land for 100 years.
It's
They're
so
like, eh.
frustrating.
Yeah, they're
So frustrating
like
that
actually
nobody
Zelda's just
acknowledges.
where did Zelda go? Huh? Where does like what do you mean? What? All of history
Yeah.
forgotten because this one lady's
It's
missing. Come on.
like one of the things is about the story too. It's like you go to like places around and people like talked about, oh, Zelda's helped us with this, and who are you? Like, what do you mean? I was there, right next to Zelda. What the fuck?
I was murdered. I came back to life and I avenged all of you, and nobody gives a shit because I wasn't a
Wow.
kindergarten teacher.
That's the
This one
twist. Is
town.
Link's gonna be the villain in the next game. he's, he's fed up with these fucking people.
They should do the Dragon Quest thing. At the end of the first Dragon Quest, you meet the
Oh right,
Dragon Lord. You
yeah,
get a choice. Uh, that was the coolest part. Here's another tangent. This is the coolest part of Dragon Quest Builders. The first game is that the final boss is the hero who made the wrong choice. Just
yeah.
fucking cool. I want that. Yeah, give me Dark Link, but not
That,
like
that was when something I was thinking was actually gonna happen in the game because like I thought it was gonna be a cool little thing you could find in the depths of like that Link's corrupted arm just kind of manifested into a Dark Link or something like that.
yeah.
That would have been dope.
You know
But
what I have found? All the sage bosses they're down there in the depths too.
right, yeah, I
Um,
found the Rito one.
yeah,
One of the last things I did is like, what the fuck? That's so cool. And
yeah,
then you can turn them into a weapon. It's just
yeah. It
slap it onto the Master Sword.
yeah. It's there's a lot. I mean, this game is just it's just a lot.
I do have a fun little name for the game. I did start calling it Captain Planet Shirt Collector because I
What?
feel like that is the game.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I
Mm.
still wish I was a sage. I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right. Link doesn't get his due ever, and it's
Well, maybe in the DLC we'll get our motorcycle,
yeah. Give me back my motorcycle. What the fuck?
uh,
I can't.
or a means to build a super cool motorcycle.
Yeah. Give me some cool plans or something. Like
Yeah.
you know what? I'd actually really like that. I'd like some like developer made
Oh, that'd be dope. Yeah.
like recipes or whatever for the
Schematics. Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Yeah,
that'd be dope. I want to see what they made. Um,
for sure.
Also, I really want that 2D Breath of the Wild uh, concept game they made. I don't know if you ever heard of that. When they were testing out
No.
how the systems would work in Breath of the Wild, they basically remade the first Zelda in 2D, but with Breath
Oh,
of the
really?
Wild like physics. So they're
Oh
like,
wow,
yeah, like if you have the lantern, it sets this on fire, but then the fire would spread. But it looks like the first Zelda. I'll send you a video of it. It's freaking cool.
interesting.
And I was like, one day they'll show it to us. They'll let us play it. That'd be
That'd
cool.
be cool.
Um, but yeah, and then like there was some news that they're like, this is the way forward. This is how we're gonna make Zelda games for a while,
Right.
and I think that's fine.
Sure.
Like
Personally, I hope they don't do the weapon breaking system anymore
that still bug
because
you? You still
it.
don't like?
Yeah, by the end of the game, I was just like, man, I really just don't. I feel like there's so many more creative solutions to the same sort of concept without like having the need for hoarding and also just having a weapon that you build break not long after you actually get to use it, that kind of thing. I feel
Yeah,
like they could have even tied that into the Master Sword in this sort of system where like the Master Sword is damaged, so you can improve it by fusing things to it or something like that.
yeah,
And the Master Sword always being like this permanent base for another weapon that you could have or something like that. Or just have an evolving sort of like morphing weapon or something. I
yeah.
don't know.
I,
I just feel like it doesn't feel fun to me
mm.
personally.
I was hoping because when you get to like the landing, what's it called? Landing, whatever. The main base. I was hoping a lookout landing. I was hoping that like
Right.
they're talking about like how the weapons all started degrading. I was hoping that you'd find a way to like undegrade them, like fix them, and nobody kind
Yeah.
of did. I don't know if that's still
You
maybe a thing.
just find clean ones sometimes.
Yeah,
Like
you find them in the depths or whatever. You find the ghost just like handing you like, here's my broadsword, and now I can lay to rest. Like, all right, dog. Like, what you you've been waiting down here? Like, that's crazy. Um, but like, I was hoping there'd be some kind of repair system.
yeah, or
And
yeah,
some of my like
mending.
my wish list stuff, which I think I might have even written about, but I was hoping there'd be like more of a um kind of like a community management thing where you kind of start building up like a resistance or something, and you can like start finding people like, oh, here's a blacksmith from Hateno, he can help us, and here's a or a blacksmith from Kakariko village, and he makes great swords, he's a swordsmith, right? And then we
Yeah,
can use a farmer from Hateno to help us organize our food stocks and blah blah blah, right? Like kind of
that'd be cool.
that would have been cool, and I was hoping that there'd be some kind of like um just yeah get like you want to rearm the public, right? Because everyone's dealing with these
Right.
things, and so it's cool that like
Just Link becoming more of a commander type of thing.
yeah, yeah, because he's I don't know incredible, and nobody cares. Like,
Nobody
um,
cares.
but yeah, there's definitely the thing where like all the weapons got degraded, and I don't know what the function of that was. Like they're just like, yeah, they don't really work as well. So now add a tree branch to it. I'm like, okay, like I get it, but it would have been fine if
Yeah.
they weren't. Like it doesn't like it was a weird like narrative point to make, and I'm like, all right, but we're not gonna fix it. Like, okay, so we just never
Yeah.
figured this out. Like, okay,
Yeah, they're rusted now.
yeah, well, once something rusts, that's it, dude.
That's it.
Just give up.
Game over.
Just call Billy Mays. I'm sure he has some kind of. uh,
He's gone. He's
okay.
gone.
I know.
So sad.
It's been like 15 years. Hey, you know who else died? The Unabomber.
oh fuck.
Yeah, Billy
Oh
Mays and
man.
the Unabomber are part of the same club now. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wild.
I remember it was when when Billy Mays passed away. It was like around Halloween, and I was still in college, and we had like a costume thing at the school. And one of
No.
the guys there was just dressed up as Billy Mays.
Poor taste.
Yep.
Oh boy. Well,
Anyway,
anyways,
Zelda.
Zelda. Good game. I'm gonna say I'll give it a. I'd give it. I'm gonna go a little higher than you. I'm gonna give it a 9. A 9. Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll give it 9. Uh, uh,
Korok seeds?
no, I was gonna say a gloom. What are they called? Gloom
Gloom
lumps.
clump?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, clump.
Gross.
A
And
bunch of clumps.
yeah, every time like the Phantom Cannon drops it, I'm like, I don't want to touch that. And it's like cook
How do
with
you
it to
do
make
this?
a gloom resistant meal. Like, ugh, what, what is this? And who wrapped it up? Anyways, um, yeah, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's really fun,
It's a
and
really good game. It's this thing is uh some people see sort of like these trend setting types of games where like this big title comes out and then a bunch of other studios try to mimic that for
yeah,
profit or something like that, or just want to make their own or
the
whatever.
Stranding type games.
Um, yeah, but I feel like this game kind of like transcends that a little bit, where it's like, how the fuck can you remake something like this? I don't really see how that's quite possible to really capture exactly what this game does and how it does it. That you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
and
even with the building system the way it is, there's a lot of other building games where you build your own devices and they function and stuff like that. But the way you apply it in this game is where it stands out and
right,
just so much variety, so
and
many
and
options.
and it all holds together. Like that's
Right.
freaking wild. Like,
It's a functional game.
dude, I mean,
I
like think
think I
about
encountered one glitch,
I haven't
one major glitch.
I haven't run into anything. Think about like all the trouble we had like with like Astroneer or something like that, right? Where
Yeah,
you run into these like this isn't it doesn't really line up and it doesn't.
right.
Never had that problem here. I'm just like, does this work? Oh shit, it worked. Can I put a treasure chest on my fucking on my arrow? Yes. Okay. What? Well, I don't know if you can do that, but you can put it on a
Yeah.
your sword or your whatever. Um, the one big thing that keeps this game from being a 9.5 would be the combat because it's
Yeah,
barely changed, and it was like my
right.
biggest gripe with the last one. Um,
Yep.
you can finesse things, like you can technically block with a if you use a like a spear weapon. If you attach a
Yeah.
shield to it, like
It's a pretty neat thing.
that's cool, but like damn it, like I'm Link.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's always something cool to see when you see people who are just like finessing with it, right? And just
Yeah.
like flexing on Lionel's, like they're just like stun locking them into oblivion where they can't do anything because they're parrying, flurry attack, just fucking jumping in the air, shooting him in the head, everything perfect timing and all these things. That's always something really cool to see, but at the same time, it's just like, damn, dude, I definitely can't do that.
Mhm.
I,
Yeah,
I don't think a lot of people can.
it takes a level of like dedication and dexterity to do things that I feel like I mean that kind of stuff is like wild, but you're still so limited in like your actions and the physical actions that Link can do that it's like kind of disappointing.
Yeah,
And you compare it to something like a Ghost of Tsushima, where it has very like limited inputs, but like it creates like a flow that is like insane, right? Like you can like quickly with the same button block or parry, but it's just like a timing thing. Like little, it's easy
right.
to grasp, a little difficult to master, but like the gratification comes really quick. Where like this stuff, it's like I'm still doing the 4 hit combo. Like okay, bam, 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 bam. Like
That's all Link learned.
yeah,
That's
well,
all Link learned.
that's all he needs apparently because Bokoblins can't handle it. Like it's embarrassing. Um, or like even like some of the hitbox stuff, just because of Bokoblin's like blocking, and I'm like clearly aiming at its head, it's just like nope. Like all right, well,
Yeah,
fine, things like that.
yeah,
Even just having like I mean, it doesn't have to be wild, but even like just some stuff from the older games, like the counter system from like Wind Waker or Twilight Princess, um, having like an actual shield bash, not just a parry. That like if they're not attacking you,
yeah.
just it just goes through their head for some reason. Um, Again, these are like at this point they're kind of nitpicks because like all the other crazy shit you can do in the game, it's really
Right.
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just being that guy right now because I
Yeah.
I I feel like we should qualify all our praise as much as we can.
Of course.
It's a fucking great game though, and if anybody like I don't
Very
now
special.
I don't think I could go back to Breath of the Wild to be totally honest. I
Yeah.
I can't really see like something that game offers me that I'm not getting here. plus more, right?
Mhm.
It's just like,
Right.
I
It's a lot of game.
it's a
A
lot of
lot of
game. Yeah, it's so like, what am I gonna do when I go to the? I mean, what experience can I have in Breath of the Wild that I can't have in Tears of the Kingdom? I
other
can't.
than fighting like a guardian or something, I guess.
I
Just
guess that'd
yeah,
basically be it, right? Just Guardians and
basically it.
um.
You like Korok seeds?
I think there's more in this one. I think this one has
There,
1,000.
yeah,
um.
does something.
Ooh, cave.
Yeah.
Sorry, Liv's playing. Uh. Yeah. There's just
Uh,
yeah. Yeah, I don't think I go back. So now when people ask like, "Oh, what's a good game I can get for the Switch?" I my go-to is always like Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey. These are really good all-arounders. You'll probably enjoy if you like platformers and if you like adventure games. And now it's like,
mhm.
I guess Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
But the other thing, usually when you like, people are like, "Well, should I have played the first one or blah blah blah?" And it's like I don't even think it matters that much, to be totally honest. Like the story in the first one
Yeah.
almost has no effect here. Besides, like,
Yeah, if you want context for some things, just watch something online, I guess, or
yeah,
if you already
look at the
if you get the
memories,
game
right?
on sale or just have access to it, just give it a shot. You don't even have to finish it, just kind of like get a feel for the game and how they want you to move through it and that stuff, and then just be wowed by this Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah,
Just like
this
be
you.
completely floored.
Anyways, we've been going on for an hour and 20. I feel like any more of this, and I'll just, we'll just end up becoming the nowhere to Nintendo cast or something. Good
Join us
game.
next time for Diablo 4. It'll just be me.
It's
I'll
just
just be
like,
talking to nobody,
sorry.
just myself.
I don't. Where would I play that on? I don't know. I don't think my computer can run it. I don't think it's on Mac.
Uh, uh,
Sorry. Uh,
that's okay.
can we? Well, while we're doing, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. Do you want to do Humanity? I still really want to check that out. We could do that as
Yeah,
a
we
game
got
club thing.
Humanity, and we have what is the other game we have? That's right. I forgot this was the game club thing.
Yeah, the game
So,
club. Yeah, Zelda's supposed to be
uh,
game club, but the thing is, a lot of people didn't finish it in our group,
right.
and
Oh, they
it's
haven't. Okay.
some. I know Alec hasn't finished it. I know Chad hasn't finished it, and those are like our two big, uh,
Yeah.
our main contributors here.
Right. Right. Of
Um,
course.
so
And we also have the Pathless.
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 Oh, that's right.
That's a
Yes,
yeah
Pathless. The
journey
Journey
guides.
game. Okay, so let's do Humanity first. I think that's a bit more.
Okay.
We could probably wrap that one up pretty quickly in a week or so. We can come back and talk about that. Um,
Okay.
yeah, because
Sounds good to me.
yeah,
Is that on sale on PlayStation Store or something
I
like
think it's on the
what is?
sub. It's part of the subscription.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, yeah, it's free. I don't. Come on, Mike. I'm not here to spend money.
I was yeah. That sounds good to me.
Actually, let me check.
I mean, look
PS.
where we are.
Yeah, clearly money is has no material meaning here. Um,
No, because we have none.
we have no material meaning. We have no
No,
meaning or materials or both. I don't.
you decide.
You
Let the
decide. Just
viewer decide.
yeah. Tell us in the comments below. Do we have meaning or materials or none? Um. Yeah. Let me
Uh,
see. Is humanity on here? Yeah, I think it's here. So definitely. Gotta check that out. Yeah, and that should be. We'll come back and talk about that.
alrighty.
All right, Mike.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yep.
I don't know how to end this.
I don't either.
Go play Zelda. It's good. If you
Maybe.
no, it is good. It's good. Don't maybe. It's
Just
good.
gotta leave it on
What the
ambiguous
fuck? We just
note.
went for an hour and a half saying how great it is. You're gonna end it on maybe? He said eight and a half.
Okay, you guys.
All right.
It's a great game. Play it.
Go play it. All right. Podcast over. Bye.
Bye bye.